Hello everyone. What we're going to do today is we're going to learn how to use the Word Reference Page Maker along with a great new resource for our research, and that is Instagrok. You'll go to instagrok.com and you'll type in what you'd like to research. I typed in genocide, and here's what it does. It helps you make connections. So genocide is also related to massacre. There's been a genocide in Yugoslavia. Armenians have been part of a genocide. The Holocaust has been called a genocide. United Nations works to eliminate genocide. All of these are connections that you could make, and this is what you do with your research. You want to make connections, but look at the great stuff that it gives you. So it gives you key facts to start with, websites that are related to that, videos that you can use, and images. So let's look at our key facts. So genocide seems likely to remain one of the most horrific forms of pathological human behavior. So that sounds pretty good to me. I may want to use that. So what I want to do is I want to look at the different sources they use to find that information. So I click on source, because with all of our bibliographies, with all of our research, we have to make sure that our source is credible. Alright, so I scroll down and I've got the American Heritage Dictionary for the genocide. Great, I can use that. And I also have information from Britannica encyclopedia about genocide. So this is something that I may want to use. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Britannica.com to see where I can get more information. Okay? Now I could type in from here, but what I really want to do is I want you guys to go back. Click on genocide. Click on source, and I want you to open your sources in a new tab because you want to get the URL. So here's the second one. I'm going to type in an open link in a new tab. So I'm open the link in the new tab. I go to the encyclopedia and I type in genocide. Alright, so I type that in and I have my article right here. So I'm going to click on that, and this is going to give me some great information that I want to read. You'll also see at Britannica there's related articles and ebooks that I could read. There are web links that I can go on for more research, and this is what you're doing. You're like following breadcrumbs. You're going to always kind of start at one place and end up at another so you can get more and more information. So I'm at this site though, and I want to use it as one of my sources. If I scroll down to the bottom, Britannica has a great resource. It already has your MLA and APA sources cited for you. You just have to copy and paste. So if I click on MLA, all I have to do is copy and paste it. So I'm going to copy it. Let's see if it allows me to copy. Or I can just hit export citations. But I don't want to do that. I'm going to copy it. It doesn't want to allow me to copy, but there's a trick. If you look on your keyboard, find the control button, hold that, and click C. Control C, that will copy. Let's go back to Word. We're going to create our works cited page. So I put that there. I'm going to put it in the middle, and I'm going to start. And you see here I'm still centered. I'm going to start on the left side, and I am going to paste. You see there? There's my citation for genocide. But I don't have to do it that way. There's always another way. And to use our reference maker in Word, all you have to do is come up here to references, and you have all of these good things. You can create a table of contents for your Word document, footnotes, but we're going to talk about citations today. We are using MLA style. So what you want to do is come over here to style, click MLA, the latest edition, and hit insert citation. You also have an option right here to click add new source. Alright, to create a new source, all I have to do is put in all of the information that I see there. So the name of my web page, and I'm going to make sure that I click in all the information. So I'm going to type in genocide. Okay, the year access, that's always going to be today. So today is 2014. The month is August. The day is 15. All right. And it says medium, and we're going to say database. Or rather, I'm sorry, we're going to put our URL there. Okay? Do we have an author? So we have to actually go look and see if there's an author. So I'm back at the Britannica site, and what I'm looking for is an author's name. And right up here it says primary contributor, George J. Andriopoulos. So that's what I'm going to put in Word, but I'm going to do it in a certain way. I'm going to go back to Word, and we said Andriopoulos, comma, George J. All right. Now there's some stuff here, and if you see here, I have my type of source. I'm using a website. If I was using a book section, I would change it, but it's just a website. And I'm going to make sure I click this button that says Show All Bibliography Fields. And it's going to give you an asterisk to let you know which fields are recommended. Alright, so the name of the website that I'm using, let's just go down, is Encyclopedia Britannica. Notice how I'm making sure I'm capitalizing each of my words. The year, month, and the day of the article. So I'm going to go back to the article. Where we go? Back to my article, and I'm going to look for a date. If I can't find a date, I'm going to use the copyright date. Usually it's at the bottom, so I'm scrolling to see if I have a date for everything listed here. I don't see one here, so I'm just going to put in the year, this year, okay? So I'm going to go back to Word. I'm just going to put 2014, okay? Now let's check everything that has a star. Do we have an author? Yes. Name of web page? Yes. The year? We don't have a month, so let's just go ahead and put in NA. Okay, that's going to be just our placeholder for stuff that we don't have. And for websites, it's not an asterisk listed there, but I definitely want you to put in the URL. So that is the address for the website. So you're going to go back to the website. Right up here at the top is our website address. Hit copy. Type in your URL. Our medium is a website. Okay? And I think we have all of our stars covered. Everything is listed there. We've made sure that everything is spelled correctly and that we've capitalized everything. So now all we have to do is click OK. Alright, so what you see here is just a placeholder. Now I've already created kind of a works cited page here with what we had before, so if you were working straight just from copying and pasting, you could do that. But I'm going to delete all of that because I'm going to show you something really cool. So this is your bibliography page. If you know anything about your bibliography, you know that you always start it on a new page. So make sure that you save. So I'm going to File, I'm going to save it as Bib1. Okay, I've saved. Go back to References. And now what you're going to do is you're going to generate your bibliography. If you wanted to create more citations, what you would do is make sure you started a new line and hit Insert Citation, Add New Source. And I could type in a book section, a journal article, article in a periodical, all these different, a film, so that if you had a YouTube video, you would put that there. And if you see here, when you click that, all that information changes and you'd have to enter in that information. Okay? So make sure you're checking the box that says Show All Bibliography Fields so you can see everything that's listed there. Alright, I'm going to cancel that. But what I want to do now is actually generate my bibliography. So I'm going to go to Bibliography and choose which one I want. Do I want to say bibliography or do I want to say works cited? I'm going to say just bibliography. Okay? And now you see that you've actually generated your bibliography. This is your first citation. You can actually get rid of that little thing right there because you've worked straight from your references. So here it is. And you have, when you click on it, there's an option right here. It says update citations and bibliography. So if you were to insert this into an already existing document, you could continue to add citations and more citations, and just click update citations to see all of them populate. Okay? I know that sounds a little complicated, but let me show you what that looks like when it's all done. Okay, so I've updated my bibliography with a couple more citations. If you want to turn this into an annotated bibliography, all you have to do is click inside the bibliography at the bottom or at the very end of the bibliography after that period, tab down and tab over. And what you're going to do is you're going to put in either a paragraph of notes or, something that says something about the film or article or whatever you've used. So I'm going to say, like, this is a film I watched with great information about food deserts in Los Angeles. And that's it. That's my citation. If I wanted to add an annotation. If I wanted to add another one for here, I tab down and tab over and add an annotation. All that good information. Okay? So let's remember a couple of things. I'm just going to type as I talk, okay? Okay, so here are some tips. Make connections. Start with one or two words and then follow the breadcrumbs, which are those connections, to interesting places. If you find something useful, cite it. You don't have to cite every website or book that you go to, but if you see something and you make a note about it that makes you think about your own writing, then it's good to cite it. Go to Word and you'll build your bibliography using the Reference tab. Capitalize every word. Date access is always going to be today. And make sure you're checking the Show All Bibliography Fields box. That way you can always put in your URL if you see it. Okay? And if you need more help, go to Purdue OWL. Here's the link right here. And you can type that in, and there are all these templates and information about what it looks like when you've cited something correctly. And you can always come and see me. So this is how you use your Word bibliography, and that's it.